University presidents traveled to Frankfort hoping a subcommittee can help decrease the burden of Governor Bevin's proposed budget cuts.
2 dogs were confiscated yesterday in Jessamine County. Animal control officers say one of them might not have survived the night if they hadn't found him.
A man accused of killing his parents will be getting a 3rd trial. The reason the state Supreme Court overturned his conviction.
This is WKYT News at 5.
Presidents from several state universities making a plea to lawmakers today to lessen budget cuts proposed by Governor Bevin.
While they say the costs will likely trickle down to students, the governor isn't budging on his plans. WKYT's Caitlin Setner is in Frankfort with our top story at 5.
Our tuition revenue is already down, so from financially, we're already in a pretty distressful position.
University presidents from across the state sat in front of a House subcommittee pleading their case. Governor Bevin has proposed post-secondary education lose 9 cents of the dollar in the next budget.
With all due respect to every one of our institutions, if anybody can tell me with a straight face that there is not any kind of 9 cents worth of redundancy, inefficiency, or lack of economies of scale existing in our institutions of higher education or any other publicly funded institution, then clearly we're not paying close attention.
University presidents don't want the burden to fall on the students, but they've all said if the budget passes as is, then tuition hikes are just simply unavoidable.
For a service area like Eastern Kentucky, that really chokes off access to a whole population that the greatest thing that they have access to change their lives is education.
It may very well be that we eliminate faculty positions, staff positions as well. And then we're going to have to start looking at programs.
Education was called the backbone of Kentucky more than once Thursday.
And I believe our greatest asset in Kentucky is human capital. And if you invest in human capital in the form of more opportunities and access to education, we all benefit.
Despite their pleas, the governor stands by his word.
It is not easy. It is not fun. I would love to be the governor who stands here before you and says simply, hey, everybody gets what they want and then some on top of that. Who wouldn't want to be that governor?
University presidents hope the subcommittee can decrease some of the burden. In Frankfort, Caitlin Setner, WKYT.
6 university presidents were at today's subcommittee hearing. Governor Bevin addressed budget talks in front of a KCTCS rally in the Rotunda.
It is going to be a long road to recovery for 2 dogs found hungry, dehydrated, and emaciated. Authorities in Jessamine County found the dogs yesterday after someone called in a tip about the situation. As WKYT's Victor Puente shows us, the dogs are now receiving some much-needed care while their owner faces charges.
Animal control officers say they believe if they hadn't taken those dogs yesterday afternoon, one of them wouldn't have made it through the night. The 2 dogs, Boo and Snicker, were taken yesterday around 12:30. Boo was the healthier of the 2 and was able to stand on her own, but these pictures show the condition of Snicker. The officer working the case says he wasn't even able to lift his head when they approached him.
This dog had to be literally carried to the truck. When we set him in there, we tried to stand him up, but he immediately fell forward and collapsed.
Boo is now at the Jessamine County Animal Shelter, but Snicker is still at a vet's office receiving treatment.
It's something that didn't happen overnight. It's been a long process that these animals have not been fed on a consistent basis.
They've filed a criminal complaint for 2 counts of second-degree animal cruelty against the dog's owner, Vicki Madden. Madden told me she had been feeding the dogs with dog food and table scraps. She said she thought about giving them away but didn't know anyone in the area. Sergeant Carter said the person who called them to report the dog's conditions most likely saved Snicker's life.
It was bad. I mean, it was just a bad all-around condition, and something needed to be done immediately, so that's what we did.
These officers tell me they anticipate the medical care for both of these dogs will be expensive. They're accepting donations on their website to help offset the cost. In Jessamine County, Victor Puente, WKYT.
Both dogs were surrendered to Animal Care and Control. They say it could be some time before either one is ready for adoption.
A Central Kentucky man convicted of killing his parents 9 years ago will get a new trial. Today, the Kentucky Supreme Court threw out James Anthony Gray's double murder conviction and said he'll stand trial for the third time in Scott County. Jennifer Palumbo is at the live desk with the court's decision. Jennifer?
Amber, this is the court's 30-page ruling. James and Vivian Gray were found shot to death in their Sadieville home back in April 2007. Anthony Gray's first trial ended in a mistrial with a hung jury. In his second trial in 2013, jurors found him guilty of 2 counts of murder and tampering with evidence and sentenced him to 45 years in prison. Today, the state's highest court threw out the conviction, citing several problems in Gray's trial, most notably his 2007 confession to sheriff's detectives. The court said Scott County Circuit Court Judge Paul Isaacs should not have allowed the confession in the trial because it was coerced. The ruling said interrogators presented Gray a fake document purporting to originate from the Kentucky State Police, linking his parents' DNA to his vehicle. Finally, Gray claims that while he was being interrogated, an officer claimed to have received a phone call from the judge who threatened use of the death penalty against Gray if he did not confess. The ruling also said Judge Isaacs should have allowed the defense to raise the possibility that there was another killer. At the live desk, Jennifer Palumbo, WKYT.
Jennifer, thank you. The 46-year-old Gray remains in a state prison. He is expected to be transferred back to the Scott County Detention Center to stand trial.
The work continues to clear a mudslide. Our county-by-county coverage begins in Rockcastle County. The mudslide happened yesterday morning on US 25 at the 1-mile marker. Crews have one lane open with the help of a flagger. The state transportation cabinet says they will not know how long it will be until both lanes are open. In Whitley County, a traffic stop put 2 people in jail on drug charges. The sheriff's department says a sergeant stopped Christopher King and Joshua Bowen for careless driving. During the arrest, we're told deputies found a 5-pound block of marijuana and $6,800 in cash in the car. Both people are facing trafficking charges. King was also served a warrant out of Georgia.
The Wildcats looking to extend a 3-game winning streak tonight at Rupp. UK hasn't lost since they dropped a 21-point lead against Tennessee 2 weeks ago. And tonight they face those Vols again. WKYT's Rob Bromley's live for us at Rupp with a preview of the matchup. Hi, Rob.
Hello, Amber, and the Cats certainly appear to be headed in the right direction as we head towards March, and they hope to keep it going here on the home court tonight against the Tennessee Volunteers. Now, certainly the improved play over the last couple of weeks has been spearheaded by Tyler Ulis and Jamal Murray. But I'll tell you, John Calipari had to really like what he saw at South Carolina from Marcus Lee. Lee scored 11 points and had 13 rebounds. In the last 2 games, Marcus has been able to stay out of foul trouble.
He was really active. He was really alert. He was playing before the ball hit the rim. He wasn't waiting for stuff to happen and then trying to react to it. He was the initiator. And some of the other games he's not. He was on his heels. I would like to see we throw the ball in the post a little bit more, see if any of these guys can give us anything down in there. You know, as we move on in the season, it would be nice to get a couple easy baskets by throwing them in there.
So it is an early tip tonight, 7 o'clock, as Kentucky takes on Tennessee, and you can watch it on ESPN. Coming up in sports a little bit later, Cal talks about Jamal Murray and the way he's been shooting the ball. He talked about the play of Tyler Ulis. Jamal is not taking a backseat to him. We'll have that in the next half hour. For now, that's it from here in Rupp. Sam, Amber, back to you.
We will see you then, Rob. Thank you. Jamal Murray has scored 20 or more points in 10 games this season. Donald Trump had harsh words today for the Pope, the comments that sparked the verbal battle a little later.
A coat and your child's car seat can be a bad combination. We'll show you how to keep your little one safe in the car when it's cold in Better Living.
We continue to track a weekend straight out of March heading toward the Bluegrass State. I'll let you know what that means for a windy Friday forecast here in a moment. Stay with us.
For years, police officers executed drug busts and then used the money from the stings to improve the department. Now that's gone. WKYT investigates what police are doing to help make up for the shortfall. Protecting for Less, tonight at 6 on WKYT.
Philip Pratt, a proud grandfather, a loving and caring family man, a hard-working small business owner, someone who knows how to grow jobs and change the landscape in Frankfurt. Philip Pratt will hold government accountable responsibly, fight Obama's crippling government overreach on our agriculture economy, and preserve our Kentucky heritage in Owen and Scott County. On Tuesday, March 8th, vote Philip Pratt for state representative.
Hi! You need a better car!
It's my credit.
Don't worry, because when you need to make a move, Drive Time approves!
Were you guys always this cool?
Hey. Oh, hi. Yeah, totally.
Save yourself. Get approved at Drive Time first. Call, click, or visit.
All right, come on, everybody. It's time to go.
Getting more for your money is simpler than you might think. When you shop at Kroger, you get low prices throughout the store, weekly specials, great value from our quality brands, digital coupons, and even fuel points to help you save at the pump. No spin, just savings.
It's the Daytona 500 Fast Track to Savings event,
where food and fans unite.
Buy any 6 participating items and you'll save $3 at checkout at Kroger.
Sleep is a critical component of our athletic training at UK.
Our sleep experts are the champions at matching our customers to the best bed for them.
This week at Sleep Outfitters, get a free TV with qualifying purchase, like this Sealy Pillow Top Queen Set with gel foam, now only $4.99, plus a free TV. Go to sleepoutfitters.com for store locations and hours.
Sleep Outfitters, official sleep provider of UK athletics. Sleep like a champion, play like a champion.
After you're injured at work, a lot of times the insurance company will attempt to call you, take statements. Don't speak to them until you speak with an experienced workers' compensation attorney.
The insurance company will attempt to settle your case for pennies on the dollar. Before you talk to the insurance company, call us first.
Our job is to make sure you get all the money you deserve.
Call Morgan, Collins, and Yeast. 1-800-55-WILDCAT.
Get WKYT news and weather updates on 104.5 The Cat. Now, your hour-by-hour forecast with Chief Meteorologist Chris Bailey.
Red showing up on the 24-hour temperature change map. That's a good thing if you're a fan of milder conditions. Raise your hand out there. You know you're tired of where we've been the past few weeks. I mean, you know what? I like my snow. I'm done. Let's move on. Let's get spring in here. Unfortunately, I don't get the full and final say in that matter. 18 degrees warmer into Monticello, 10 degrees warmer into Lexington. So those numbers are way above yesterday. Now, yesterday was cold. Right now, it's mid-40s. You know what that is around here? Mid and upper 40s. It's normal for this time of year. 54, the warm spot into Monticello. 60 degrees western Kentucky right now. A little bit of cloud cover showing up across parts of the area. Unlike yesterday, those clouds aren't producing precipitation. Those are just little ice crystal clouds on the leading edge of a big blast of wind and warmer air. Wind advisory out for most of central and western Kentucky. You could probably throw some of our northern counties into that as well. Winds tomorrow could reach 40 to 45 miles per hour at times. Hold on to the hats. 38 degrees tomorrow morning. Some indication we may be warmer tomorrow morning than what we go to bed with. I think we will be. Most areas are into the low and mid 40s first thing tomorrow morning. At 38, just kind of showing the low. Tomorrow afternoon, 60 to 65, mix of sun and clouds, gusty winds that will crank up. That Friday forecast, those winds take center stage. Dying down, he says, into Saturday, but it's another mild one. Watch for a shower or two, though I see a lot of dry times out there for Saturday. Can't say the same for Sunday. Showers will increase. Temperatures will come down a little bit. Hour-by-hour forecast for the entire weekend. Let's jump into it. Let's show you how that Friday is looking right now. Temperatures in the morning, high 30s to low 40s. How about 1 o'clock? 54, 55, 56. I think most areas will hit 60 tomorrow afternoon. A little bit of cloud cover out for those Friday evening plans. It's still in the 50s into most areas through tomorrow evening. Upper 40s, low 50s tomorrow night. That's as cool as it's going to get for Saturday morning. Fair amount of clouds early. Can't rule out a shower. Then all of a sudden the clouds are going to break. And when the clouds break, we're in the 60s across the entire region. We go towards Saturday night into Sunday. Rains begin to ramp back up. So if you're trying to figure out, okay, do I plan something outside Saturday or Sunday? It's Saturday. Without question. Sunday, while it won't rain the entire day, chance for some drops will be there as we go throughout the better part of the afternoon. We go toward that Saturday forecast, 60 to 65 degrees. Western Kentucky may hit the 70s. Record highs falling across the plain states right now. Oh, speaking of falling, the numbers are going to do just that into Monday and Tuesday. We won't worry about that. Let's focus on the positive for a change. That's the forecast, guys, heading into the weekend.
And that is some good positive.
It really is. It's basically a mid-March weekend coming up here at the end of February.
All right, we'll take it.
Yep.
We'll enjoy it.
Yeah.
Overall view of Lexington rush hour traffic this afternoon and problems downtown. Getting ready to get set for the game, but there's a couple of collisions. One's at Vine and Main, and then another one right in front of Rupp on High Street near Broadway. So two issues to deal with in the downtown area causing some problems. And now over to Garden Springs Road near Alexandria, where there's another non-injury collision that police are trying to clear. Drive times this afternoon, it's a little slower ride depending on where folks are headed to, but outbound toward Mount Sterling on 64 looks okay, and no major delays toward Winchester or across the Clays Ferry Bridge into Richmond. Now back to you in the studio.
Donald Trump taking aim today, but it was not at one of his GOP rivals. What sparked a war of words between him and the Pope? Next.
A Central Kentucky police force has suspended 6 officers. The reason they could soon be out of the job. Coming up on WKYT News at 5:30.
Kentucky mornings start here. Breaking and overnight news, weather to plan your day, plus traffic you can take with you. Make WKYT This Morning part of your Kentucky morning. Weekdays from 4:30 to 7 on WKYT.
This is what precision looks like, helping you see what's hard to see, thanks to Terrain Denali's Side Blind Zone Alert that uses radar to watch your blind spots. So it's true, Mom does have eyes in the back of her head. The new, meticulously crafted 2016 Terrain Denali from GMC. This is the precision of professional grade. Or current lessees switch to GMC and get this low-mileage lease on this Terrain SLE1 for around $199 per month.
Visit your Bluegrass GMC dealer today.
This is Monster Jam, and there's no holding back. See Gravedigger, Backwards Bob, and more. Monster Jam, brought to you by BKT, the official tire of Monster Jam. Coming to Rupp Arena, February 27th. Buy your tickets now at monsterjam.com.
Change is taking root in Frankfort. We need a voice that'll be heard. Daniel Elliott is the conservative for Boyle and Casey counties. Dedicated to protect our God-given freedoms from Obama liberals, Daniel will ensure government is held accountable and our Kentucky values are protected. Daniel Elliott will fight government overreach that's crippled our economy. We need a strong voice. On Tuesday, March 8th, vote Daniel Elliott for state representative.
These little chickies and little doggies are small, but they're intense.
Oh, yeah, small but intense, like my niece Hannah.
Oh, yeah. And you take karate?
Yes, she does. Show them how intense you are, Hannah.
Oh, my God. Hey!
Yes. Now finish him. Bow to her, Peter.
I'm gonna bow to it.
Bow to her, Peter.
Big flavor in a little package. New little chickies and little doggies. And grab a burrito and drink for $3 delivered in 2 minutes, guaranteed. This is how you Sonic.
Announcing the ultimate red tag event at Adams Buick GMC Truck in Richmond. With GM supplier pricing for everyone on every new GMC. That means every new GMC Terrain at GM supplier pricing. Every new Sierra pickup at GM supplier pricing. And every new Acadia at GM supplier pricing. Plus, get the Adams Advantage, a limited lifetime powertrain warranty. The ultimate red tag event only at one place. Adams Buick GMC Truck in Richmond, where
Sid says sell them.
When big news breaks, be the first to know. Download the WKYT News app and turn on push alerts. Breaking news at your fingertips when you need to know what's going on. Push alerts, now available on the WKYT News app. Keep up with the latest news on WKYT.com. Join the conversation on Twitter and become a part of the WKYT Facebook family.
As the Republican presidential candidates scramble for votes in Saturday's South Carolina primary, frontrunner Donald Trump has turned his attacks to Pope Francis.
As Craig Boswell shows us, a comment from the pontiff about Trump's politics sparked the unusual war of words.
He actually said that maybe I'm not a good Christian or something.
Donald Trump is taking on Pope Francis, harshly objecting to criticism he received from the leader over Trump's repeated calls to build a wall to keep out Mexican migrants. A person who thinks only about building walls and not of building bridges, Pope Francis said, is not Christian.
For a religious leader to question a person's faith is disgraceful.
The Republican frontrunner blamed the Mexican government for turning the Pope against him, and he fired off this warning.
If and when the Vatican is attacked by ISIS, which as everyone knows is ISIS's ultimate trophy, I can promise you that the Pope would have only wished and prayed that Donald Trump would have been president.
The remainder of the candidates canvassed South Carolina looking for last-minute support before Saturday's Republican primary. Trump, John Kasich, and Jeb Bush are gearing up for tonight's town hall here in Columbia.
His Christianity is between him and his creator. I don't think we need to discuss that.
This country has not just a right, but an obligation to control the process by which people enter the United States.
This voter is sticking with Trump.
Yeah, I'm not a fan of the Pope anyways. I was raised Southern Baptist.
The latest CBS News national poll shows Donald Trump with a 2-to-1 advantage over Ted Cruz. Craig Boswell, CBS News, Columbia, South Carolina.
As South Carolina polls open in less than 24 hours, the Democrats will hold their primary in South Carolina 1 week from Saturday.
Apple is getting support from Google as it refuses to help the FBI hack an iPhone. A federal judge ordered Apple to disable the auto erase feature on an iPhone belonging to one of the shooters in the San Bernardino massacre. Apple says it doesn't have the technology and creating it could affect millions of devices.
Apple is saying even if you promise you're only going to use it once, it's going to get used again and again.
Google CEO tweeted support for Apple, saying, quote, "We give law enforcement access to data based on valid legal orders, but that is wholly different than requiring companies to enable hacking of customer devices and data." President Obama will make a historic visit to Cuba. The president will visit the country on March 21st and 22nd. It will be the first trip to Cuba by a sitting president in more than half a century. President Obama plans to raise human rights and political freedom issues in discussions with Cuban President Raul Castro.
Children at one Lexington school got to bring their parents to class with them this morning. The event at Veterans Park Elementary is part of National Take Your Parents to School Week. It's giving the grown-ups a little reminder of what elementary school was like.
I just think it's important for parents to be involved in their kids' everyday life, and getting to come and see them interact with their friends, with their teachers in class during the day is just a wonderful experience.
Parents had a chance to check out art, PE, music, and even science. The eastern and western parts of this state face a shortage of doctors. The plan UK is heading up to address that problem, coming up on WKYT News at 5:30.
Coats and car seats can be a dangerous combination. We'll show you the problem and how you can deal with it next in Better Living.
I'm WKYT's Rebecca Smith, and I stand for Kentucky.
I've been doing the treatments for over a year, and you get results that you can't just do at the gym. A little of that belly fat gone, it's perfect. My wife was so impressed with the results that I was getting, she jumped in. Now we're both pretty darn happy with Body Shapes.
In 1934, Steak and Shake decided the world didn't need another hamburger. They needed a steak burger, so they used 100% beef. Quick sear to seal in the flavor you'll only get from a steak burger. Steak and Shake, home of the original steak burger.
Chimneys are in a constant state of deterioration, and most will leak at some point. We solve this problem. Don't call a roofer to fix your chimney. Call Barnhill Chimney Company today.
No matter what time it is or wherever you are, your Toyota dealers are always open at buyatoyota.com. Now, during the final days of Toyota's Anytime Anywhere event, get a great deal on the adventurous new 2016 RAV4, including the first ever RAV4 hybrid, with financing as low as 0% and leases from just $209 a month. So visit here and then come in here before it all ends February 29th. Toyota, let's go places.
When it comes to your heart, there's one team that's leading the way to better care in the area: Baptist Health. Our team exceeds national standards for heart attack care and has been recognized with top quality ratings for cardiac surgery, From clinical research trials to advanced imaging and surgical options, our heart specialists provide nationally recognized comprehensive care. Right here at Baptist Health.
Building the only truck with the best fuel economy. Over a 10,000-pound towing capacity and an award-winning engine takes guts. Icing out the competition, that's the glory. Get a great deal during Ram Truck Month.
Now, returning FCA US lessees get $11,000 in total values on the purchase of a 2016 Ram 1500 Bighorn Crew Cab.
It's the right thing to do. What's that?
It's what they do, like lifetime rotation and balancing and free alignment with any new tire.
No free kittens?
Kittens? We could do that?
I hate that guy.
Welcome to Body Shapes Medical, the trusted experts in hormone health. By age 35, you likely need our help. After 40, you definitely do.
Since my therapy, I can run marathons now. I was able to lose 27 pounds in 2 months.
The more you lose, the more you want to stick to it.
It is time now for Better Living, health, education, and consumer news that impacts your life. We're getting a break from the wintry weather right now, but it will return. And when it does, you might want to consider how you're keeping your child warm in the car. Thick winter coats create a space between your child's car seat harness and their body. The space increases the risk of injury, especially to the chest, head, and neck.
Just because the child fits in the car seat with their coat on and the buckle over it does not mean that the buckle is holding them tightly into the seat. The key is that the seatbelt really needs to be tight against the baby themselves and not be separated from the baby by layers.
To test a coat, strap your child in while wearing the coat, then try without the coat. If you can fit your hand between the child and the harness when they're not wearing their coat, then it's too thick to wear with a car seat. Doctors recommend covering smaller children with blankets while in the car. Migraines can cause crippling pain, but doctors say there might be a way to manage them without drugs before they start. Jim Morelli shows us how.
Medications can alleviate migraine symptoms, but there is no cure.
There's not one thing that we can do to end the migraines for all time at this point, but there are a lot of different options that we can offer, and we can hopefully and most likely get you to a better place than where you are.
Dr. Carolyn Bernstein runs the Headache Center at Boston's Beth Israel Deaconess Medical Center. A migraine sufferer herself, Bernstein is exploring alternative ways to manage the disease. One thing she's come up with, indoor cycling. It's a form of exercise ideal for migraine sufferers, Bernstein says, because it's low impact, there's no pounding, and it's possible cycling could have a beneficial effect on headaches.
When we exercise, a lot of the time we feel better afterwards. We get all kinds of neurotransmitters going in our brains that can decrease pain levels.
In Boston, Jim Morelli.
Amazon wants to make shipping a little less expensive. In order to drop prices, it's ramping up a delivery service called Amazon Flex. It's a team of drivers who deliver items from Amazon warehouses to your door. Amazon plans to soon deliver all orders using Flex drivers, not just Prime orders. It's that time of year when potholes can do a number on your car. Now Ford is using technology to help you avoid damage. The company plans to add pothole protection technology to the 2017 Fusion V6 sports sedan. The system causes the shock absorbers to stiffen when they sense a pothole, keeping the wheel elevated instead of dropping into the hole. Some luxury cars, including Ford's Lincoln MKZ, have similar technology. For more health, education, and consumer news, go to WKYT.com and click on Better Living. Now, here's what's coming up at 5:30.